Hey guys, it's me Tazzy and welcome back to another video. This video is just going to be going through VCESS and just my general feels about how it was and how much I enjoyed it. So the main things to remember here is it's my opinion. Other people might have other opinions, but this is mainly my opinion on it and how I think it went. Now, my number one tip if you choose to do VCESS or any other summer school, and they ask you to do all your holiday homework beforehand, do it. I finished all of mine except for my psychology stuff and my English language stuff. And turns out my psychology and my English language stuff was the stuff that I needed the most help with. So it's really almost needed that you should have that sort of information, that sort of stuff finished before you enter it, because then if you do have questions once you've finished, or you get halfway through and you're just like, oh, how do I do this question, you can come to the school prepared with questions to ask your tutor, ask the tutors in general, and you can book your one-on-one tutoring sessions and understand that you have questions and you're ready to. I ended up only taking advantage of a couple of the tutoring sessions, but mainly for English language, and they were really good. My tutor, absolute rock star, she really helped me to understand the meta language techniques in English language and write my standard English essay. So another tip, use the tutoring sessions as much as possible. They are there to help you. Your parents or you have paid, that fee to go there and to learn before the time, before you start year 12 or year 11 or whatever you're doing for the VCESS school. So use those tutors to your full advantage. Also, another thing on a different note, the seminars and the workshops were really good. They broke up the days a lot, and I'd highly recommend when you're choosing your workshops, it's about 4, you get 2 a week, that you think about what you want to do. And, think, would the VCE exam skills benefit me, or have you already been told most of that from your school? Would you prefer to do something a bit more fun and spend time, chilling out and stuff and learning, that sort of stuff? Or would you prefer to focus all your time on learning skills that you can use in the year? And that is very important when you're approaching, your selections. Like I chose, I can't remember what I chose, but the 4 ones I chose, it was something to do with exam skills. There was the sloth drugs sort of one that really, they put perspective drugs and, the idea of if you are going to take them, we're not going to stop you, but here are the things that you should know before you go and take drugs. So that I really enjoyed that one. I also had one about anxiety and how to handle exam stress and anxiety, and also there was the TTT one, so I got to drink tea and learn about tea. So you really want to choose ones that are most applicable to you, and trust me, there are tons of these workshops, so you're not going to run out of options and go, I don't really want to do that one. So yeah, and they try really hard to give you your top 4, and if you don't, you can generally just sneak out and go to it anyway, because they're not really going to block you off. They're not going to really say, you're not supposed to be here, get out. So that's the main idea of the workshops. There's also things called seminars, and the seminars can be applicable to your subjects, or they can be applicable to your uni side, and or tertiary studies. So there was I went to one of the medicine ones because it was the only one ever close to what I wanted to do, because I wanted to do paramedics. And that was not really helpful because it had nothing to do with paramedics, but it was interesting to see that sort of how you would approach a how you would approach having to apply for that. And the people in the class, the people in the room that were learning about it as well, they were sitting there going, okay, yep, get it, writing down notes, that sort of thing. If you do go to a seminar or a workshop and you feel like you want to take notes, take notes. You're not going to be the only one not there. Like, I took notes in the seminar about how to approach Year 12. That was really good, and so I have a bunch of notes for them. But generally, it's really good to have that sort of note taking. And have those notes to refer back to when you are going through your tertiary things. We also had a tertiary expo, so people from all sorts of unis and TAFEs came, and they gave us a speech. You could walk up to them and talk to them about, what, if you want to do this, and ask all sorts of questions. The day that happens, make sure that you have your questions ready. I run into the problem that I thought I had my questions ready, then when I approached them, I completely forgot them, and it was all sorts of terrible. So the idea is, write down your questions, have some questions prepared for different unis that you're thinking of going to, or other tertiary studies, and be prepared to ask as many as possible. They are there to ask your questions. Don't be afraid to ask them. It might be a stupid question, but they are there to ask you questions, so don't be afraid to. Probably my last point is going to be about the whole school is not only about getting a head start on Year 12 or Year 11 or whatever year you're doing. It's also about making friends, having fun, enjoying your holidays, but also getting a head start on what you're doing. And that is my main bit of advice. Make sure you're having fun and you're not only just throwing yourself into the studies. I mean, I made a bunch of friends the whole time, and they're gonna be awesome friends. They're all going through, well, some of them are going through Year 12, some of them are going through Year 11. So it's just really important that you guys pay attention to that. Make sure you're having fun if you choose to do the course, and that sort of stuff. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of like little overview of that. So I'm going to be starting up the VCE vlog of a VCE student tomorrow. The first one will be tomorrow afternoon, and I will also be putting together a sort of a collaborative with a few friends, and I'm going to be putting together a video of photos and videos from the course and the summer school. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little run through, and I'll see you in another video. This has been Tazzy, and I'm signing out.